It's time to break the walls down. Break the kayfabe down. You know, it's kind of disrespectful is they still, like, anytime somebody does the code breaker, they still call it the code breaker. And I'm like, it was called the code breaker specifically because of Y2J's thing and break the code and all that shit. And now, like, a random female wrestler will do it and they'll be like, oh, she hit him with the code breaker. I'm like, that's disrespectful. It's not even a finishing move at that point.
I mean, a lot isn't.
Yeah.
You see everybody get super kicked now.
Super kick. Did you ever hear the story about the super kick? How they saved it, like when Shawn Michaels was wrestling. How perfectly they made that. Did you ever hear that story?
I don't think so.
Little story time to start off the episode. Back in the day when it was Shawn Michaels at peak, they had a sign above the locker room and a sign above when you would go out of Gorilla into the main area, the entrance. They had a sign that said no super kicks. If Shawn was on the card that night and he was going to wrestle, they would tell every single wrestler, do not do a super kick. If you did a super kick, you would get a...
You're fine. I was seeing something and it was fucking throwing me off. My bad.
You're good. Yeah, they would. So if you threw one, you would get like fined. They'd chew your ass out. And it really, really worked because the first person that night, whether it be at the beginning of the show or the end of the show, first and last person of the night to throw a super kick was Shawn Michaels, which is why, on top of, you know, them making it so sacred for him, it was so emphatic when he did it because you didn't even see one that night until he came out. You know, and of course nowadays you see like they might as well they do it backstage. They open up a segment with somebody super kicking somebody backstage.
Everybody getting pretty much.
It's crazy. I love
legacy lives on for forever now because everyone does it.
Everyone does it, and they know. And even with it being overused, everybody knows like that's where it's from. It's from Shawn Michaels, the man who does the super kick. I always love Undertaker's like making fun of him for it, where he's just like, "Hey, yeah, they do yours off the break now. That's how special yours is." So funny. Guys, welcome to another episode of Growing Up Kayfabe, episode 3. Another week of WWE has passed. Monday, NXT, Friday Night SmackDown. A little bit of AEW has passed as well. And we're here to break down what we thought about the brands and what's going on in the news of WWE this week. I'm your host, Joe, and this is my buddy and co-host, Darnell.
I need to cut my nails. I know that was random, but...
Tell you what, I got just one toenail right now. It's knife-shaped. And I was like, it's like a triangle cutter. And I'm like, yo, I got to get rid of that thing. Although
that's not good. If you hit that on something.
Oh, yeah.
You're in for a bad time.
Oh, yeah. I fucking, what's it called? Stingray shuffle around my house. All right. So Monday, like I said, Monday Night Raw, NXT, and Friday have all passed. Let's talk about what's going on and I'll be honest, when Monday night happened, I was pretty into it, but I already fucking forgot a lot of what happened on Monday, unfortunately. Which pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't remember shit at all right now.
To be fair, SmackDown is so good recently that, you know, it really makes you forget all about what happened on Monday.
I guess that's going to be a tag team match they're going to have.
Who?
It's probably going to be Drew and Shinske and then versus Cody and Sami. Because Drew came out and just beat Sami for literally no reason.
Well, they had a spot backstage where Sami was walking and tying up his shit and Drew was in his way and talking a little bit of shit and Sami just told him off and was like, now get out of my way. And Drew did step aside, and then, you know, now that's the new Drew. Now you look at it and you're like, he's going to jump you later. He going to jump you, bitch ass. And he did. Monday night was decent. It was pretty good. The highlight of the night would be the Cody and Seth promo, which that's going to come into a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But the promo, again, A+, top tier, 10 out of 10. Both of them cut amazing promos. Cody calling out The Rock with the shit he said on Pat McAfee, him pointing out to Pat McAfee, who's right there at ringside. So what was I supposed to do with the chicken nuggets, Pat? I think you're supposed to shove them up your ass, I think.
Yeah, Having Pat on there is pretty fucking funny.
It is great. It's I hope it goes on for a decent amount of time, but I know eventually they're gonna find somebody else that'll be a full timer, and then Pat will have to go. He'll go back to doing everything he does. But yeah, Pat's a great time on there right now, especially like the way he hypes up Jey Uso when Uso comes out, the way he gets hyped for like when he gets hyped for Shinsuke's music. This is my ringtone. I'm not gonna lie to you, Cole. It's so funny.
It's like having a fan actually do commentary because he's not really in the business, but he is. Like how him, because it's funny that it's him and Corbin. Like the fact that they both play football together.
Oh yeah.
And then they were like, "Yeah, if this football shit don't work, we're gonna become wrestlers." And Baron Corbin actually became a wrestler. Meanwhile, Pat one
of the most legendary fucking outside. Yeah, he's also one of the most legendary kickers of all time. I gotta say,
it's fucking hilarious.
If you're a kid watching this right now and you're in middle school or high school, I'm gonna recommend to you right now just learn how to kick that ball. Kick that ball. Dude, you get paid so much fucking money and you get so famous on teams. You also take a lot of heat. You miss that clutch field goal and you're done. But I mean, dude,
that's not even heat. You get cast to the pits of Tartarus.
It's true.
Fucking kick.
It is really true. I mean, catastrophe can strike, but I mean, hey, you can end up being a Pat McAfee or Grammatica.
No, you can't say Grammatica. That man is hated.
What?
Him and his brother.
He's a legend. Come on.
They fuck shit. Not in Tampa.
Didn't he go to the Raiders right after Tampa? And I think that's why we all hated him too. He went right to the Raiders, or was that his brother who was at the Raiders?
I don't know. I just knew they were both pretty shit. They had their moments, but the times they were really needed, they did not show the fuck up.
Fair enough.
It was just like, damn, bro. That was the first time I realized. I was like, oh, this is an important job.
I guess it's true because they weren't like the best. We just had them for so long that we were like, they're legends. They've been there forever. He was on the Super Bowl team. Anyway, enough Grammatica talk. Yeah, so let me say this about some of the things that happened in the night. We were talking about Seth and Cody in his promo, and I think the promo was amazing. Seth coming out, referencing the Shield, referencing, of course, that making it a little bit more obvious that him and Cody are going to have that tag team match against Rock and Roman on night one. Pretty much making more, and everybody's loving it. I thought the promo was, like I said, 10 out of 10. One of the him and Cody are at the top of their game when it comes to delivering promos right now. They've never been better, and it's not going down at all right now. It's crazy. Some things that happened, which was Liv Morgan qualifies for the Elimination Chamber. I've making it very known I do not like Liv Morgan. I don't appreciate her. I'm starting to and this might sound disrespectful, and hey, this is my opinion. I am putting them all in different categories, the ones I find suit, and she is one of them, and I'm like, that is a diva. She is a WWE diva and not a WWE female superstar. She is a diva. She relies on sexiness. She relies on the cute thing, and her moves are, as I've seen in reports and articles, trash. Her move needs fixing. Her finisher move, it's reliable on the ropes. It's too easily set up. It's too obvious. It's frustrating. And the fact that the crowd and WWE wants to push her so hard with this Vengeance tour, I hate it. My main concern is just like we talked about last week. And it's adding more. The star power in the female Elimination Chamber is so high that if they seriously book Liv Morgan to win Elimination Chamber, it is not about vengeance. It is not about underdog story. It is about that is clearly not listening to the crowd at that point and pushing something down our throats that not a lot of people are asking for. I'm not going to say nobody because people do like Liv Morgan. I'm aware of that. But if you're telling me that Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, who is more than obviously slated to win the Elimination Chamber, all these women are in the Elimination Chamber, and you're going to tell me that you would have Liv Morgan win it? I don't think so. Tiffany Stratton now in the Elimination Chamber. You're telling me that Liv Morgan's going to win that? No. You can't insult my intelligence. All those things I just said. I don't think her wrestling set is good.
Nah, that didn't sound like your opinion. That sounded like you did some research to hate. What do you really not like about Liv Morgan? Is it because she's short? Is it because she's small? Is it because she's dainty and petite? Or is it because she loves John Cena? Is that it? Is that what you're actually mad about? That she loves the 16-time world champion?
She can't see, Darnell. It doesn't make any sense. No, it is. It was research at first, accidental research, because WrestleMania covers so many things for a lot of parts of the WWE, and that is one of them. They covered the things that are good and bad about her, much like all the rest of them. And then I saw from my own eyes how she was. I watched her in the 2023 and 2024 Rumble. I didn't think she was good in either. I saw her matches. I've seen her newer matches. I don't see it. And so all those things I said were, yes, based off of research, but then backed up via my own viewing. And then you actually do make a good point. Yeah, she's too small and dainty for the women that she's going after. If she was like, in the WWE Women's Championship thing with like Bayley and all them and like going for that, it would make more sense. But this is the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Big bitches are going for this. And big bitches who have been doing a lot of work. And
is it called the World Heavyweight?
I don't think it's World, but it's the Women's Heavyweight Championship, yeah.
I spelled we.
Wade.
It's just Women's World Championship.
Interesting.
And then the other one is the WWE Women's Champion. Yes.
Well, I know it was called. I mean, Rhea and like all of them. They call it heavyweight. They'll say the heavyweight championship, but if it doesn't say it on there, it's not that. But to the point is like still you see the bitches that are in fact going for it are big as fuck. And yes, I'm not saying the David and Goliath thing isn't a thing, but it's not really about that. Again, it's an insult to like the talent that is. It's an insult to the talent to say that just Liv Morgan can just come in and start sweeping. You're going to tell me she's going to sweep Nia Jax. She's going to sweep Rhea Ripley. She's going to sweep Raquel. She's going to sweep. These are some bitches who are tough as fuck, and you're going to hurt their story and how they wrestle if you start having Liv Morgan just tear them all down. You know what I mean? You got to think about that in the long run.
Yeah, I think I feel like you're thinking about it a little too.
Nope, not too much. I'm thinking about it properly.
No, I wasn't going to say too much. Okay. You interrupted me. You just always do that. I don't even ever get to fucking talk. You just decide to. No, that's what you do all the time. Just let me fucking cook for a second, right? You just
cook.
You open in the microwave when the bitch been on for 3 seconds and expected the food to be hot right now, dog.
Go ahead.
As for the Elimination Chamber match, what is it? Only 6 people in there?
Yeah.
It's going to be the same. If not, I don't even know. Did she do a qualifying match?
No, it's because that
you just don't know.
Elimination Chamber is it's going to be Nia versus Rhea, and then she didn't. They have.
Okay. So so she's not even in there.
No.
So yeah, that already eliminates Nia from the picture. Because either way, even if she was in Elimination Chamber, they just do what they always do to her, which is gang up on her, beat her ass,
eliminate her.
You're off to the side. You're done. Whatever. We don't have to deal with your big ass now. I mean, yeah, that's what you always do. You take out the biggest fucking person on the yard.
Yes.
You let them know what the fuck's up. And then for everybody else, she can literally just play numbers games. Either numbers games or waiting games. She can just be like, oh, I'm going to just chill. Hey, remember, Carlito's not out the Royal Rumble. He got pulled out.
Just sneaks up on Cody one day and throws him over the top rope, and he's like, let's go. What the hell happened? Carlito's going to WrestleMania. And
then everything's going to shit. But yeah, she can just play to her strengths, and that's it. You don't have to be the biggest and the baddest. You can just be a rat.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Are you done? Are you done? Are you done, or are you finished?
No, because actually,
I was just gonna say that I think that my biggest problem right now, if I had to actually really say what it is just that, like we'd already talked about this last week. I don't want her shoehorned into this story. We need to finish the story between Rhea and Nia and Rhea and Becky, and then
the only person who needs to finish the story is
Cody. I get it.
That's it. Nobody else has a story.
Not according to WWE 2K24. Apparently, everybody's got a fucking story. Apparently. My story started from the very beginning, brother. And Jesus.
It's like, sit your old ass down. We don't want to see your face.
I really hated that I hate that he's in the game. Isn't that so shitty that Hulk Hogan's in the game, but Brock Lesnar's taken out of it off some allegations? Hulk Hogan's full blown a piece of shit, and they're like, front cover, baby boy. What the fuck?
Hey man, that's just the world we live in.
No shit.
If it's allegations, you're fucked. Even if you're clear of them, you're still dead in the water. It's like, well, this is a great way to live.
It just sucks. All right. Well, we can move on from that to talk about the on Monday Night Raw. Let's see. They ended with Sami Zayn versus Shinske, and I was talking to Darnell as this was happening, and I was saying that, man, this is crazy. It really seems like you said, fucking. It seems like every time Shinsuke's been matched up with somebody recently, it's like, oh, they're really fucking with that person. Like when they gave him to Seth for like 3 fights, including a pay-per-view, it was like, wow, they're really fucking with Seth here. Then they gave him to Cody for like 2 fights, no pay-per-view. And then it's a constant rivalry between them. And it's like, wow, you're really and then you give him to Sami and you're like, oh no, they're and it turns out, yeah, they really are fucking on Sami. They really built up Sami as this big underdog. And then just had Shinske destroy him.
Yeah, but from because I was not watching NXT like when it became an actual thing. I don't even think I was watching wrestling in general.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same shit they did to him in NXT. He's always getting his ass beat, always losing. Everybody loved him for it because it's like he has so much heart, and that's what's basically what they're building up to. Because honestly, Seth overstayed his welcome, and especially with the injury. It's like, hey, yo, it's time to fork the fucking belt up and give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's kind of boring. We know what's about to happen almost.
Oh, for sure. He's definitely about to lose at WrestleMania. 100%. I think that's why they're going to have that tag team match, because it's going to give him like a big night to do double duty. Same for Roman. I think, him and Roman, I think, are about to both drop the titles. And I think that it's going to give them a night to do something incredible on night 1. And then on night 2, they're going to have to drop the titles, which is going to be giving the bump, which is necessary for Cody. And then whoever Seth drops the title to.
If they have that tag team match night 1, that means Damian, they're going to lose the tag team belts. And then Damian's going to pull nah, bitch, I'm leaving with something tonight. He's going to come out right when that match is finished. They're both going to be fucked up. And he's going to take out Seth. He's probably just going to go right for that knee and just be like, bitch.
It's done.
And then south of heaven, and then it's like now you can take a proper vacation and actually heal your knee.
Yeah,
because this was stupid.
Him and Becky's contracts are both up in 2024, so they both go past WrestleMania, the contract, but they are both done in 20, and neither of them have re-signed yet.
They ain't going no damn where.
No, I don't think that they're going anywhere, but I think that that kind of shows that they could take this opportunity to take a break.
Yeah, they ain't gonna go nowhere. They're just gonna go home, go be with their daughter.
Yeah,
and we won't hear from them for a while. And it's just like, hey, good, get the fuck out of here. We're done.
What do you think about the men's elimination chamber has now been set fully? We have all the contestants, which is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. I think it's Logan Paul is in there. Drew McIntyre. Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, and one more person.
No, I think that's 6.
Is that 6? LA Knight, Logan, Bobby. Oh, Randy. Randy's in there.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be sitting around a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be waiting around and doing just small moves. So that bears the question is like, really, whoever wins this elimination chamber more than likely will win the title at Mania. So who do you think is going to win this elimination chamber?
The people.
The people.
The people.
Then which
you honestly said a bunch of names I kind of don't give a shit about. Oh. Or they're on SmackDown, so they're not going to have a Raw title unless they actually move them over there.
Oh, they probably will.
Even then, they can still just say, "Hey, Damian, you still have that briefcase, dog. Have fun."
Yeah, I think here's what I think. I think that Damian's the best person to carry the title for the next couple of months, and especially with Backlash and overseas. Like I think he's a huge demographic no matter where they go. So I think that the best thing to do if you want to do a thing where Damian wins the title at Mania after pulling out the briefcase. Now, he said himself that he may not do it at Mania because he has time afterwards. So we'll see about that. But you have to give it to somebody that would be more than okay with dropping it, whether it be because that it would help them in the long run or because that it would help them, like it would just be the right thing to do. And when you look at that field of people who would be willing to do that, it would more than likely have to be LA Knight or Randy Orton, because Randy can get it and then drop it real quick, and he wouldn't give a shit. And if LA Knight gets it, it'll be like a Cody thing, or essentially where it's like finally LA Knight's getting this title. He's done so good, and then it gets ripped from him with the Money in the Bank, and then he has a thing with Damian Priest in the fucking Judgment Day, and that would be setting up for some really cool shit. So I totally agree with you. I think whoever wins, it doesn't even fucking matter. Damian's gonna take it anyway. Put me on your writing team. They're like, we're already 10 steps ahead of you, dude. Which they are.
Honestly, the real thing that should happen, that'll throw a monkey wrench into everything, is Randy gets taken out by some random person in a black hoodie. We don't see who it is. We don't see what's going on. And then they're going to be like, oh, shit, Randy can't go to make Elimination Chamber. Oh, no, who's going to take his place? And homie with the black hoodie's going to show up with a hood on. Still can't see his face. But they're going to be like, I'm going to take his spot since I took him out. It's still going to be like, oh, okay, whatever. We still don't know who the fuck this is. And then, out of nowhere, we're just going to see a random person inside the fucking chamber, just chilling in one of the pods, still with a black hoodie on. Still don't know who it's going to be. And eventually when they get out, all you're going to hear is, I'm better than you. And you know it. It's going to be fucking MJF. And it's going to be like, what the fuck?
Oh, well, you took me on a ride there. You took me on a ride. Holy shit. I thought something completely different. Wow, MJ, yeah. That would be fucking rad as fuck.
That would be some random shit.
That would be crazy. Better than you, and you know it. Fuck, that'd be crazy. Oh my god. I thought you were gonna say CM Punk.
Oh no, man, that man, he's old. He can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna say fucking through this injury." He can't do that anymore.
Well, here's the thing about CM Punk's injury is that, again, they kind of ruined it a little bit with this. Not ruined it, because it still is what it is. It does take about 4 to 6 weeks at minimum to heal from that. But the night of Monday Night Raw, where he came out and said he was injured and had the cast and everything, he already had surgery. He was already done. He said he was leaving that night to go get surgery, but he already had it. They already had the clips of him before the show. He showed up after the surgery. He had already got, so like, it was like almost immediately after Royal Rumble, he got that surgery. And so he's actually been healing already for a couple of weeks. So I think personally that he could heal enough, because again, the minimum is about a month and a half to 2 months, which is enough time to either barely make it into Elimination Chamber or come out after some fuckery in Elimination Chamber. And I think that if anybody would do it, it'd be him. And if anybody could do it, it'd be him. And that's pretty much the only backing I have on that, is that he has been healing longer than they're saying.
Bro is old.
I know he's old. So was Volkanovski.
Volks, but he's active and actually fights people. CM Punk is an actor, essentially. But yeah, no, I don't see him trying to come back anytime sooner than he needs to. Because I think the only person who's had like a miracle fucking turnaround on an injury that was supposed to be like out for like a year was John Cena. When he came back like 4 or 5 months after some shit happened to one of his arms. I don't remember what the fuck happened.
Yeah, something like that.
He tore some shit, and they were like, "Yo, he's gonna be out for a while." And then he just shows up, and you're like, "Oh, hey, what superhuman drugs did you take, good sir?"
Stem cells.
Nano machine, son. That's what he took.
I'll break down.
After all, he is the prototype. So.
Oh my god, he is. He is the prototype. Good callback.
That'd be funny if you ever brought that back.
That'd be sick. Just his last match, he comes back as the prototype. They're like, "Oh, this is not what we wanted for your last match." He's all in character and shit. He won't break for nothing. Oh no. I'll break down NXT real quick. I don't know if you watched NXT this week, and I know you saw that Braun and Corbin took the NXT Tag Team titles, which is weird because now officially Braun
he's on SmackDown.
Officially on SmackDown. So, but I mean, they have the wrestlers pull double duty all the time. You know what I mean? So wrestlers that you are supposed to be on one show, suddenly they're on both shows for no reason, and you're like, okay, well, what the fuck does it even matter anymore? But yeah, NXT, other than that, was a decent show for the night. I don't think there was too much else to bring up except for the fact that that was like pretty much the big highlight of the night on NXT. Miss Parker, fucking, she's coming up. That shit was nice. She had a real good, essentially a squash match against that bitch from the family. I can't remember her name.
That shit was funny.
It was.
Her blowing up the way she did on Twitter was the funniest shit ever.
What'd she do on Twitter?
Absolutely nothing. Someone uploaded one of her matches, and then somebody was like, somebody needs to see Shawn Michaels' search history.
Oh, yeah.
For the women that he's bringing in. Because obviously I don't watch NXT because I don't fucking have cable and shit. But I didn't know who she was. And then I saw that video. I was just like, well, I'm a fan for obvious reasons, like everybody else under this post. And then it made it to World Star, and it's like, oh, now she's really made it. So now she's bringing in more people who probably don't watch wrestling, or people who do, and just get more eyes on her. And it's like she's getting a huge outside push.
Yeah, for sure.
Not even from somebody in the company doing it.
And it shows that, like, that's what I'm saying. It shows that like they're realizing that, though, because it should have been a decent match considering that, that was the sister of the tag team champs, even though they also lost that night. So they fell off completely, and they clearly were like, we're going to go with her. She's our next push right now. Other than that, I think, was it Carmelo Hayes had a match against John Gacy, and it's like, this John Gacy character I do not like. They're clearly, and it feels insulting, trying to push this new Bray Wyatt style character, and I do not like it. That is not cool. You shouldn't even touch that style of character for quite some time, if I'm honest. That's some Vince type shit. To immediately try to get somebody else who does the same shtick, I don't like it.
Pretty funny.
It is funny, but I
never saw Bray pull out some cars and toy soldiers, put a motherfucker through a table with him.
If he had more time, he would have. He might have. I don't know.
That shit was funny. That was the last thing I was expecting, because obviously you see the bag. First thing you think is, oh shit, thumbtacks.
Tax.
Nope. Motherfucking toy soldiers and cars.
That makes me want to say the only two things I really want to point out from AEW this week is that one, shouts out Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs having a match. That was sick. And the other thing that happened, which was what was the match? Orange Julius versus Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I was like,
so you get it. Fucking taking on. I really do not know who he was wrestling, but they went hard, and then there was a belly bump in the tax, a back bump in the tax, and a face bump in the tax, and I'm like, yo, that's the worst bump to take in all of wrestling, and they took 3. Holy shit. Texas Deathmatch.
Matt Taven. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, I was like, but they fucking tore the house down. That shit was nice.
Yeah, usually most of his matches, like most of Orange Cassidy's matches, are fucking great. Like, he doesn't really have any sleeper matches. I think the funniest thing that happened during the match to me was that he tore his fucking pockets.
Oh, yeah.
Off the jeans, so he couldn't put his hands in his pockets anymore.
He's like, that's my whole thing. I never expected this to happen. Back to the main brands of WWE. Friday Night SmackDown was an incredible show. They had their qualifying spots. When it comes to the show overall, I don't even know. What are they doing with Bayley? They had one spot where they show her showing up to the arena. She talks to Dakota Kai. She tells her, I can't really trust anybody right now. I'm sorry. You're going to have to deal with Damage Control yourself. Damage Control pulls a vignette where they're like, we're going to fuck you up. We're going to beat your ass. And
we're going to take your fucking lunch money, bro.
Yeah, right. We're going to hold you upside down, shake all that change out of you. And then they just give Bayley a spot where she just shows up, and that's it. I'm not going to get heated about this, but it just seems a little fucked up, and especially because we know from Bayley's side that she is also curious. She's like, I have no idea why I'm not on regularly right now. She's like, I want to be, but they just are not giving me anything. I'm like, that's crazy.
They already Like, because the first thing that just popped up in my head, what they could have done was kind of turned her into like kind of like a boogie woman for them, where like they don't really know. It's like she's just constantly popping up on them and fucking them up, like one by one, like not at the same time, like they're all together in a group, but she'll just randomly pop up, fuck them up, dip. They could have did that. They could have they probably could have had like a match. Actually, yeah, that's what they should have been doing right now.
Yeah.
To because the match is at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, Mania.
Like that's Okay, so yeah, they should have. She should be having matches, like her and Asuka, her and Kyrie.
100%.
And then they could be like, oh, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna make a handicap match. Like they could fill in a lot of time with just random matches with them actually going against each other.
Yeah.
And not doing what they're doing right now, which is like you said, fucking just what are you doing?
What are we doing? Short timed vignettes with I don't get it. The qualifying matches were great. Shouts out Dom, who took on Kevin Owens but fell short.
Oh, I wanted Dom to win so
I wanted
bad.
I want his push so bad.
I need that man. And that's who should probably take out Randy.
Yeah.
To get into the chamber match. That would be funny. You ain't even supposed to be here. You're supposed to be on Raw. Why are you here tonight? I'm just here to take Randy out. That was it. Now take his spot, and then we're good.
He, and I think it's for obvious. One thing I just want to say, critique-wise, the only critique thing I've seen of him recently that I totally agree on is he needs to abandon the 619. He doesn't do it as good as Ray, and he doesn't pick up enough speed for it, and he's too big for the move. He looks clunky. I think he's fine. I think he's fine with the Three Amigos and the Frog Splash. I think he does the frog splash just like Eddie. He does the Amigos just like Eddie. And how dare you? And when we all see him, we do see little Eddie. Like we see Eddie's like young Eddie with the long hair, always pining after China, and he's got his mommy now, and it's just like it's the exact same shtick, and I love it. And I want more push for him out of the Judgment Day, so that way we can see him do some stories with some people and really, really do something. And when that happens, when that happens, it'll be perfect, because just like when China was done with Eddie, that's like when Eddie got like a big main scene push. So it'd be perfect, like him and Rhea break up after the Judgment Day, eventually start to fall apart, and then he has some story with somebody else, and they move on, and that's how he'll eventually have to get put into the single. But that's the only way. He can't be with Rhea to be a big singles push.
I mean, he can.
He already had, like, I think what would be a manager push at that point with the North American belt. I mean, I guess but right now for like the United States belt and the Intercontinental belt, they have too many other people in that picture, although Dominic should totally be in that picture.
Nah, he needs to, like Logan said, like some point last year, they just need to be together and just be the most hated tag team. Because everybody hates Dom. Nobody really likes Logan.
Yeah.
There you go. You got a great tag team there.
It's true. I would watch
all
that
your
tag
promos
team.
are going to lose.
Yeah. Him sticking up for Dom. Don't boo! How dare you boo this man? Let's see. Friday night. What else happened on Friday night?
Tiffany being a brat.
Yes.
And just busting in the fucking room where motherfuckers are doing business.
Making herself known.
And it's just like, for one, there's a lot of things wrong with what was going on in that room. If it was a business meeting, it should have just been Braun and Jade in the fucking room with not Adam. What's his fucking name?
Nick Aldis.
Yeah, it should have been just the three of them in that room. Like the fact that Liv and I love that I'm forgetting names. It's such a good thing. What's her name?
Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca. Why were we all just in the corner like that?
That was a little
that
weird.
Was mad random. And then Tiffany comes in and just starts talking shit. And she's been talking shit since she got there, which was kind of random and weird. It's like, you're being hostile. Everybody, you just got there. Why you already? What are you doing? Like, at least try to make somewhat friends. Not even make friends. Just be cordial, bro. Like you immediately came in and smacked somebody for no reason, and you did it in a punk bitch way too.
Yeah,
you walked away, came back, hit her, and then ran off. Like,
got to be a little bit of a snot about it. She's got to be. I mean, she is kind of playing the that character, but she backs it up. But that's where she backs it up in the ring. I won't lie, bitch is good.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they let her win to be in Elimination Chamber. It's like, bro, you just got here. You just made it to the main roster, and you're already on another pay-per-view. God damn. All right, bro, you got it.
Yeah, I think it'll just be enough for her to like showcase herself in Elimination Chamber. I don't think they're gonna have her do a big push like that by any standpoint.
Yeah, we don't know anymore, man. They doing some weird stuff out here.
Naomi in the Elimination Chamber though, that's pretty good. Again, kind of sucks because
another random one too, where it's just like, oh, you just came back. I get you got star power because you were here before and everybody loved you. Right. But it's like, god damn. Who did she even go against?
That was like a last minute replacement from like the Karrion Kross group. She used to play like the devil and like angel character with this other bitch, but now she's in Karrion Kross's fucking AOP or whatever. Something I wanted to point out about the Kevin Owens matches though, that like what's interesting is that apparently that pop-up power bomb that he did to finish was like that was like his first finisher, and then they banned it. They told him he can't use it because he was hurting people with it, and that's why.
Yeah, you see how the fuck bro, you do not get let down lightly, bro.
No.
That's all back.
He launches you up there too. Like he gets you up. Yeah. So, but I thought that was crazy that like I just heard about that, and just now the past few weeks he's been using it. So like clearly they gave him the okay. He can use it again.
No, he's been using it for like a year or two now. They always kick out of it, so it never seems like a finisher.
The finisher, yeah.
He always does a stunner or a swanton to finish people off, or fucking his rolling thunder that he does.
That man's mobile as fuck doing those swantons. I'm like, you crazy.
Yeah, a lot of his indie work is fucking crazy. It's hilarious because he comes out and you look at him and you're like, oh, okay, he's fat. He's probably gonna be slow. And then you see a movie, you're like, okay, never mind. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, fuck do I know? Yeah, nah, he's good. And it shows why it's one of those where like honestly it's like slept on that like he was a champion for a while. I'm like when I look at like the old times with him and Jericho and everything, I'm like, oh yeah, the man's was, because he is championship material. He's so mid card recently that it's like, nah, this guy's OG. He's top tier. Yeah, I am realizing about the Stratton match that it is interesting that they would push her considering that Zelina Vega. And I'm like, yeah, that was fucked. That is fucked.
They're obviously just gonna make it LW. They're making the LWO versus whatever.
El Phantasma, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have like it'll be a 4-way match, like mixed tag match.
Glad they're doing a little bit more of those again.
It probably wouldn't even be really a tag match because they're probably, if they do it on the pay-per-view, it's gonna be y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want.
Yeah, for real, free for all. Hey, tornado. Whatever happened to the good old tornado tag match? Whatever happened?
Too chaotic.
Yeah, no shit. Can't keep track of it. Listen, the only other thing to talk about that happened this Friday is the shittiest promo I've ever seen in my life.
No, the Mormon jokes were funny.
The what?
The Mormon jokes were funny.
The Mormon jokes were funny. I won't shit on the funny. The funny was there. Slapping the herpes off your lip, that's also funny. That's wild and that's funny.
Him to say that.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody was. And that's the thing. Listen, I genuinely do not like The Rock. Like, that's just the thing that we already know. The fact that I can enjoy something that he's going to do as long as he's doing it the right way, that's the difference. Is he's thinking, oh, you guys like me now. I'm like, no. It's not that people who hated you like you now. It's we're happy that you're allowing the right thing to happen. And that's it. Period. Nothing else more than that. We don't think, oh, you're cool now, guy. No, we think that thank God you didn't get your way. So now we can get our way and you can sit down and shut the fuck up. So when he's saying, sit down, shut the fuck up and let me take you on a ride. Actually, doggy, we already rode you, buddy. Sorry, I don't know if he knows that or not, but we rode you into what we want, motherfucker. And that's confirmed, factual.
Pause. I personally did not ride The Rock. I don't know about Joe. But
yeah, we rode him. We rode him all night long. We rode.
Me personally.
No, we gave it to him though. So the shirt's stupid. The shirt was dumb. It's a callback to his silk shirt. Dumb. 7-minute promo. 6 minutes if you want to count all the dumb pausing and bullshit he was doing. 6-minute promo. He hasn't been here for weeks. He comes out and does less than Roman. And I'm like, and this is what you guys wanted. This is what you guys who were shitting all over Cody fans, who were shitting over people who want a good product. This is exactly, if Rock got his way, this is exactly what you would have gotten. If it was just Rock and Roman facing off, you would have gotten this, a 7-minute promo at the end of the night between two guys who were going to stand there quietly and say the same shit you've heard them say for the past decade. It is stupid. It is absolutely dumb. Here's a couple things that I'm going to say right off the bat to counter myself there. Is that there are some hints being dropped. People might be taking it a little too far, but there are some hints being dropped that he's hinting a lot in that he's going to turn on Roman. And that's the new guess here. It said that via camera angles, it's shown that when he says, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you lose at WrestleMania, he points to Roman. So it shows. So, and then of course, him just like, this is everybody being like, you're an idiot, because he's acknowledging, but he's got the L like an idiot. Guns up.
Nah, it ain't acknowledgement. He's part of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Bang. Dude, that's the best gang in all of wrestling ever. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Dude, they fucking rule. Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what in my head. I'm like, Bang Bang Scissor Gang. No, but yeah, no, just doing that, and everybody regularly is like, what an idiot. What is the fuck is he even doing? And then everybody else is going, he's trying to tell him, like, he's not acknowledging. That's not him fully acknowledging. I'm like, I think you're reading into it too much on that part. I think he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
It would be great if that would be great if during the Cody match, Solo tries to come out, but as he's coming out, The Rock's like right behind his ass. Mm-hmm. And then Solo's like, "Oh, bet we got real backup now."
Yeah.
And then he just tosses him, and then Roman's gonna,
oh no!
And then
happened?
Cody cut it.
And that's really, that's what happens when we're adults now and we can read into stories and take our own guesstimates. And that sounds like the best possible way to do it. For Cody to say, I want to take everything from you and everything, and that be his main part, is not just taking the title, but taking everything. That is the best way to do it. Is, who care? Does anybody care who wins that tag team match? I don't know if anybody gives a shit who wins that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, a later thing. That's not 100% official, apparently. Like, that's just what they're saying. But,
oh yeah, no, it just shouldn't be a thing at all.
No, like, I agree.
It's only a thing because they didn't strip Seth, and it's like y'all are trying to keep this man relevant. It's like, hey, let it the fuck go. Y'all did the shit to Finn. Finn ain't seen that belt since. Yeah, sure, he's fought Seth 3 times for that shit and lost all of them. And it's like, hey, y'all did that shit to Finn. Finn literally got hurt because of Seth, and y'all just shrugging your shoulders at the shit like it didn't really happen. Make that nigga give up the belt. Make him work for it again. It's the working man's belt. You must put in that work again.
That's what's going to make Damian so good at taking that belt, because he's going to be like, the working man's belt, huh? And I'll be like, oh, get him, Damian, get him. Fucking... He's going to write fucking senior on it. I'll be like, God damn it, Damian. Senior World Heavyweight Champion.
It'd be like, great, we have another spinner belt situation.
Just the worst belt of all time.
It was cool just for John to have it, but then to make everyone have that belt, it was just like, okay.
Let me say this. Those are the predictions of what's coming off of that promo. Dog shit, yes. Was Cody and Seth's better and longer? Yes. Has everybody's promo for everything been better and longer? Yes. Do I still love Roman Reigns? Yes. Do I still hate The Rock? Yes. Do I think the story's going in the right way? Yes. And do I think that everybody needs to know imperatively that if you're sitting there saying out loud that this is
the story of a girl.
If you think that this is like the way that it was supposed to go the entire time, know that it was not. Know that this was a redirect. Know that they had to pivot. Know that we did our jobs as fans to get what we wanted, and that they are doing these things accordingly. So if you want to give them any pats on the back, it is that they are listening and pivoting and trying to make the story the best way they possibly can with the injuries and things that have been going on. That being said, still, go fuck yourself, Rock. He's a selfish person who has confirmed that he only came back for his daughters. He only came back so his daughters can see him wrestle. Not you, the fans who stick up for him. Not me. Not anybody else. His daughters. He just wants his daughters to see him wrestle a match. Who gives a shit? And that's it. Yes, sir. Yes. Oh, you give a shit. I see. Okay.
I really don't give a fuck. As I got what I wanted with it was basically him not actually going against Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because the shit just flat out did not make sense.
And also, if they do this where he betrays Roman at WrestleMania, then you guess what, guys? You can get your head of the table match at Backlash or something, or Vengeance, or whatever the fuck. Who gives a shit?
Nah, it'll have to be SummerSlam. It has to be like an actual good pay-per-view that people definitely tune into.
I could see that. Roman and Rock at SummerSlam. That'd be good. Also, apparently it shows on the bloodline that they are not actually like fully blood related, apparently.
Yeah, no, they're not. Like the Rock side, that's literally more family friend.
Yeah.
Like to the point where you consider them family.
Yeah. Hey, Rock, everything you talk about is dumb. Everything you talk about is stupid. The family, this, that, this, it makes no sense. All of it makes no sense. Have fun hosting the Daytona 500.
Like a legit thing, though.
Yeah. I mean, no, that is. That's why I respect Roman, the tribal chief.
No, he's tribal chief. The Rock is the high chief. Like, he has way more honor than what Roman has. Like, in the family, like that, their whole politics thing, like, The Rock is, like, technically more important than him.
Yeah, unfortunately. One day, Roman. One day. Don't worry, you'll get cast as Aquaman's evil twin, and you'll be a movie star, too. You'll be cast as Aquaman's doppelganger in Injustice. There you go. Yeah, I wanted to tag on to what we were just talking about and say that it'd be great if we just ended this by talking about the belts that we hate the most in WWE. I 100% the spinner belt I think is the worst possible thing that ever happened to WWE when it had the WWE Championship spinner belt. Just the dumbest thing. And for them to do the thing where they just, oh no, we fixed it. We just made it so it doesn't spin. I'm like, it still says champ on the bottom. What the fuck?
I just didn't like it when Edge got it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was funny when he actually explained everything. He was just like, no, I didn't want that belt. He thought he was getting his own custom belt. And they were like, oh, no, we just slapped the R in there. And he was just like...
Stupid.
What the fuck, man?
So lazy. Sometimes, I mean, they've had the guy who makes a lot of those belts, like on podcasts before, and he's talked about like, yeah, sometimes, I mean, like I'd ask them if I can change things about it, and they won't let me.
Yeah, because Vince.
Yep.
Vince doing Vince shit.
Yeah. Like now, like I mean, like when it was those copper tag team belts, like that was him being like, please let me make it anything else but copper, please, and they were like, nope, it's got to be copper, and he was like, okay. I guess I begged them to do gold. Like, could you imagine? I'll do gold. I'll do it for free. And they're like, no, copper. I'm trying to think of a belt I hated them. Oh, you know what? And nobody talks about it enough. But I would say these two belts I hated the most just because they disrespected them. The broken women's championship between Le Cool and fucking the Divas Championship. There was like no point of having women's fights at the time. It was like, it was weird.
The split championship was funny, and it was literally because I think they pinned each other or some shit, and that's why they both thought they were champ. So then they broke the belt.
Yeah,
and then the Divas Championship was just like a big ass butterfly, basically.
I hated it so much.
I didn't like the font on the original women's tag team champ. It just looked weird compared to the other like championship belts.
Yeah.
It was just, like the belt itself was fine. It was just the font that they chose. I didn't like it. And
I
then the hardcore belt just purposely looked like shit.
yeah, I
Which
hate
was
it.
always hilarious.
Did not look good on any person, and nobody that the only person that actually, only person that rocked it well was Hardcore Holly. It looked like he was meant for that title because I mean, especially with
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah, definitely.
But honestly, I think out of all the belts that are my favorite, like for Christmas, I'm asking for the current Universal belt with the gold backing and all that. That's what I'm asking for Christmas. But I think my favorite one's the Intercontinental belt. I really like the way that thing looks, but the problem is that I think I only like the way it looks on Gunther. I don't think I'm gonna like the way it looks on anybody else, like Jay or anybody.
Gunther sucks.
What do you mean, bro? Drop kick, power bomb, pin, done.
That's all I'm saying. That sucks.
Guy's
He's
trash.
a piece of trash. I don't like his face. I don't like his foreign accent. This is America now.
When first of all, the push for Jey Uso is so heavy. He's definitely taking that Intercontinental title from him. And
Somebody's really got to take it.
the match they had on Monday when Jay went up and smacked him. That was a legit smack. He smacked the fuck out of Gunther, and that was a legit reaction from Gunther. That was him being like, "What the fuck was that?" And he got up and for sure because he just didn't even know how to react to him. He was like getting in his face and pushing him. He's like, "What the fuck, bro?" That shit was crazy.
He shouldn't have been talking shit.
For real though.
He said, "What you gonna do, Oos?" And he's like, "Oh, okay."
You wanna know what I'm gonna do? Bam! Yo, that's a full blown receipt right there. Shouts out Jey Uso. Yee. I think we're done with this episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let us know down below what you think of the belts, what you think of this week's passing episodes of Raw, NXT, SmackDown, what you think's coming up soon. Perth, Australia, Elimination Chamber next Saturday, baby. Let's go. Elimination Chamber, let's go. We'll see you guys next week on Growing Up Kayfabe. Peace.